I've always wanted to put my stories out there and try to heal the little version of me, but the more that I'm doing that, the more that I'm questioning if I'm giving too much of myself and put me in a vulnerable place. Hold on, I'm calling my mom.
Hit the line, what's the tea? They talk about everything. Hold on, I'm calling my mom. Paul is here, Barb too, and they talk about everything. Hold on, I'm calling my mom.
Hi, friends. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast. We are joined by obviously the one and only. We got Barb. She's in the motherfucking building right now. Hi, Barb.
Hi, everyone.
Barb just was saying before we started that a bitch is bunkering down.
A bitch is bunkering down 18 inches tonight, baby.
I said, and it's not going, and that's not Big Blue. That's not who she's referring to. She's talking about outside.
Yep, 18 to 24. Sent Brett to the grocery store.
I'm over it
And
for you guys. I'm really over it for you guys. I'm over the
like,
snow. I'm over the cold. I'm over it. I just need you guys to just come on out already. Like, if that's not a sign to get on out of there, I'm over the snow for you guys.
yeah, it's been a bad winter.
I just was saying to somebody, I'm like, if my poor mom and Brett got to be outside shoveling the goddamn snow once again and have to deal with this, like, I can't, there's only so many times I can be on a FaceTime with you on a ride home from work dealing with like I can't do it anymore. For my sanity, for your peace, I can't do it.
No, they called and was like, "Do you want to come in?" I said, "Nope."
Yeah,
No, thank you was my exact words. No, thanks. I'll pass this time.
yeah, I respect that. I can't do it. I mean, it's been freezing here. I've been bunkering down because I'm like, I can't do any cold weather. I just cannot do it. Like if it's cold, freezing, if it's below 65, I'm like, I came to LA for sunshine and a dream. And when it's not giving that, I can't do it. So it's been
No, your
rainy.
picture you sent me was 58.
I
That's
know.
cold. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I can't. Y'all lied to me when you told me it was gonna be sunshine, nice weather. I'm like, I can't do this.
Peas.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But I was bunkering down yesterday at Dave and Buster's. I did a nice little event with the Children's Brain Tumor Foundation.
You
Clock
did.
it, clock it,
Clock
Children's Brain
it.
Tumor Foundation.
Yes.
Um, and it was really nice to be able to do that. I was working with one of their social workers who I love, and we brought in like 40 people. They were all families around the like SoCal area. And I said it was really nice to be able to just like be able to like connect with these people and like have, quality time with them because I feel like I've like volunteered at like Children's Hospital and it's different to have like that interaction with these families because there was like siblings there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I
Ugh,
see like
love
myself
that.
in there.
Yep. Yep.
um so it was really nice to do that. So we bunkered down at Dave and Buster's for 3 hours, and I told Jordan to come with me, and I like would look around in the room that they had set up for us there, and he wouldn't be there, and I would like go walk around, and he's playing like Super Smash Brothers and like Dance Dance Revolution. So he was enjoying his time while he was
I,
there very much.
I just think that's so special to do, and I'm proud of you that you volunteer there and put all that
Thanks.
together. And it's just, yeah, it's so
I
amazing.
just said like it felt just fulfilling to be able to do that. I said
Yeah.
I've been feeling um in my personal life that like I need to find something that feels like fulfilling for me because I feel like that's when I work best. And Jordy has read his Jay Shetty books and he's been like, you need to find your dharma. Your dharma is your way of giving back and helping other people, right? And I always felt like I always want to stay involved in this space because it's like I feel like I
Yeah.
heal a little piece of me, heal a little piece of like what I could do to help other families that have been in the situation.
A little
Um,
healing from a little bit of your past. Yeah.
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 And bitch, I need some healing right now. I'm going through it again. I feel like every week it's a new week, but I feel like before I get into where I'm feeling right now in life, I have to give an update to the people. People are invested in this, and I really appreciate this story because I feel like I've been putting myself out there more, which is where I've been having this like kind of moment of feeling like more vulnerable, which I'll get into in a
Yeah.
second. But for the people that are listening, because I feel like I was showcasing and highlighting my life in real time, is that I did reach out to my dad, and I did write a text, and I'm not going to read it verbatim, but essentially it was saying in the parameters of, thanks for the text messages, appreciate it. I know like people go through their own things in life, and, they have their hardships, and, they have to battle their own demons. But, at the same time, I'm also trying to, create my life and make it safe for me and do things that are healthy for me that work. And I'm not somebody that can just like pick up with no acknowledgement and just accept what things are. I need to see like accountability and acknowledgement to move forward. And that's just for me to feel protected and safe. So in order for me to do that, I need that. And it has been a week
Yeah.
and I've not received a text message. So
Mhm.
my hopes have been low from the beginning, which I listened back to our last episode, and I have to say, um, you create like false hope sometimes. And I know you do it out of like the pureness of your heart, but you create narratives that aren't even true. Like you're like, I was thinking I would love Jordy to me. I'm like, girl, we haven't even gotten like for like, why are we already thinking 15 steps ahead when I haven't even gotten
Yeah.
a sorry? You're like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, those things that get created, they may become more stressful.
Yeah, I know.
Like I was like sitting there thinking, I'm like, why the fuck is she, after I listened to it back, I'm like, why is she talking about my boyfriend meeting somebody I've been estranged with when I haven't even gotten an I'm sorry or acknowledgement? My mom's already planning this. And I know it comes from the goodness of your heart because you love Jordy and you love me, and you know that Jordy makes me happy. So therefore you think somebody who's my parent should be able to see that side of me. But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's you though. Like you deserve to get that side of me because you have been a constant force in my life. That's like opening up something very special to me, to somebody who I don't feel like deserves it. So I had to like think about that. And I'm like, I need to check her ass on the podcast and tell her that, because she was creating some crazy shit that
Well,
was
I'm
like not.
still not dismissing that you're not gonna
I
get
know
a
you're not. I know.
text. Yes.
What do you mean?
Like, I just think that, I mean, maybe it's a kind of a positive thing that he's not reacting quickly to that. He's maybe taken his time and thinking about what he wants to say. So maybe that's a better scenario than quickly responding, not thinking about what he's saying, response, and just reacting to that and not thoroughly reading it and dissecting it. Maybe he's
Sometimes
dissecting.
I don't know who wants the response more, you or me, because I'm like, the way sometimes you talk, like I'm like, can you imagine him not talk like? Because this is the thing, I can't do this like merry-go-round thing, and that's why I had to send the text, because to me it's like I can't sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna just like I can't send something like that and then get like I'm sending you a picture to let you know I'm like, I can't do this, because that to
Yeah,
me is just too much emotional like warfare in my mind, that I'm like, it's just this, it's a bad place to get into. And that's why I
yeah.
originally blocked him, because I can't do that. Also, I have a bone to pick. Someone wrote in my comments, and if they're listening to this episode, I hope they know who the fuck they are. Someone put, uh, please your grandmom would do it for your grandma. First of all, no one should ever put my motherfucking grandmom's name in their mouth. She's deceased and it's my grandma, and you don't know my relationship. What, you're gonna tell me to stop?
Don't I don't like that you said motherfucking grandmom. So say
Uh,
it,
oh, okay.
but don't put that.
We're gonna keep this in here because that's how I would
Don't
talk.
say
No, because I'm like, someone wrote in my comments, they're like, do it for your grandma. I'm like, you don't know what me and my grandmom talk about. Like, don't ever mention someone special to me and my family who I've been open and vulnerable with and
yeah,
knows how I feel and respects my boundaries. Oh, that wasn't also like motherfucking grandma. I'm like, disrespectful to my grandma. That was
I know.
like, that was disrespect. I'm letting that person know
I know.
that's my grandma. I'm being protective and I love her. So watch what you're saying when you name her in a comment referring to me
Yeah,
in a
because no
situation.
one knows the conversation you guys had and the respect that both of yous know and the sidebar conversations of just you 2 one-on-one about it. You know what I mean? Like the intimate
That's what I'm
conversations about it.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, someone's bringing in my grandmom who was such a significant loss to my
Yeah.
life, who literally I still, like, get emotional about and, like, think
Yeah.
about her often, and that was such a huge
Me
loss to
too.
me,
Yeah.
and you're bringing in her into my family situation, like,
Yeah.
don't do that, but and when I saw that comment, I was like, "Okay, it took a lot for me not to respond because we're gonna keep it cute on the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast account because we're not trying to get reckless with our words. We'll do that here, as Barb's already checked me, but on a comment section, no, we're not going to." But that pissed me off. I'm like, Don't do that."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I get it.
I had to accept that, and I think I'm realizing this more. I am putting myself out there more. I'm putting this out there, so no matter how much I don't agree with someone saying to me, I almost feel
Right.
like I can't be mad for putting this out there, even though people should watch what they say, and I think there is, like, a healthy respect of, like, watching what you say to somebody, but I can't be mad at, like, it's almost like doing something and be like, "Oh my gosh, why is this there?" And I'm like, "Well,
Right,
I'm
you
putting it
can't
out
be
there."
mad at someone's response or someone's, what they're thinking of, like, that person might have thought they were saying something sweet or heartfelt.
That's fine, but you can
Yeah.
phrase it differently because when you
Yeah,
phrase it
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, you're asking for me to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
have a strong point of view. But no, I understood when I express the things that I do about like, oh, I really, I'm being open about my relationship or where it stands with like my dad and my family and our, us
Yeah,
and family therapy. I feel like I've been putting us out there a lot. I had told you earlier in the week, like I was contemplating how much of ourselves we were putting out there because I actually felt really vulnerable. And I was like, oh shit, like I catch myself being more comfortable doing this and having more discussions with you and
yeah.
feeling more open and liberated that I'm like, oh yeah, this is normal for us. So I'm gonna talk how I would to you on a phone, which comes with repetition. And I'm like, we've done this now for 53 episodes. So to me, I'm like,
The
oh
fact
yeah,
the fact you know that exact number.
well, I have to. I post them on our YouTube account every week. So we do 53 episodes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be more of myself now, and more of myself is letting people know what's going on in my life and what's happening. And I was catching
And
myself,
we'll take the responses, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but I caught
yeah,
myself saying, oh, I'm like putting my truth out there, but then I'm like, "Oh, well, how much of my truth am I really should I be putting out there?" Like, because now I'm giving people it's a control thing. I've realized in my life it's such a control thing because I'm so used to controlling what people think of me in a way of how I present, who I am, and I
yeah,
don't really need to do that, but I think what this bigger conversation opened up, I was at, a friend's birthday the other night, and I shout out to Kyle if he's listening. He said that he listens to the podcast and I believe him. And he was very invested in the journey of like my dad and me putting myself out there, you putting yourself out there. And I thought that was so sweet and kind because he had such nice um just like he was just a supporting me and who I am of like, doing this and putting myself out there. Um
yeah.
and
I mean, you had a couple people that gave their stories to you and
yeah,
said
yeah.
thank you and, like, brought tears to her eyes and
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it
like
made me
yeah,
emotional.
yes, of
Be
course.
because I felt like, "Oh, this is like my dharma,"
It's
right? Like I just
yeah,
said, I'm helping heal little me, but I'm also helping us have a stronger relationship, and I'm, helping me, you, and Brett to have a stronger dynamic and fix things. I'm also, um, seeing things about myself because let me tell you one thing, you put a fucking camera in front of your face like this, a phone, and you start talking to it, did I think I knew myself for 33 years? Let me tell you, this fucking camera will make you see yourself in a completely different way. I'm not
of
even
course,
kidding.
of
I'm not even
course.
kidding
Yeah,
because I have been putting us out there. I've been doing like more social stuff and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I thought for my whole life I knew who fucking Paul Royston was. 33 years, bitch, you can't tell me shit. I know who I am. Granted, I always learn and I try to adjust and I grow, but I'm like putting this in front of my face and talking to it and doing this. I'm like, "Oh, you gotta show up and you're pushing yourself in
Yeah.
uncomfortable things." Like, I never realized that like, this has to be like a book at some point, but, like, not that I'm trying to be like a social media influencer, but I'm trying to be somebody that's outwardly.
Yeah.
People always talk shit about how, like, that's bad. It's like psychology, it's like therapy. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm still the little gay boy from Franklinville, New Jersey, who's in, like, 3rd grade, who's afraid to get made fun of, who doesn't fit in with the boys, who thinks people are laughing at him or critiquing him. When I hold this camera up, it is shining that on me. It is shining
Yeah.
that on me."
Yeah. It's bringing that all back again because 'cause
It
you're
is.
thinking, "Everybody's talking about me. What are they saying to it? This, that, the other." Yeah. Of
No,
course.
I have completely been like, I know who I am, so I hate saying who am I, but it's almost like when the phone's there, it's like, this is different for whatever reason. When it's you, I'm like, "Oh, this is me. This is
Yeah.
me." And I started
Because you're
realizing
comfortable. Because obviously, you're comfortable with me, and we can go back and forth. When it's a one-on-one kind of conversation, you have no one to sit and you're, like, getting into your own deep thoughts with no one else, then it's a very different kind of feeling.
no, but that's what I realized as I was talking to him last night is I was saying how, um, I almost feel like subconsciously I decided to do this with you, like, we decided
Yeah.
to do this together because in my life, my mom has always brought some stability and safeness in my life. Like, maybe not safe, but comfort. You've always brought me like comfort, where it's like, oh, if my mom's there, it's good. I can call my mom. If she's with me, it's good. I feel
I
good.
think
I'm with
I
her.
always made a safe place for you to come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean?
Because you said maybe not safe, and I'm like,
Oh,
I
well, because
always
I meant like there was another word, like comfort, like
yeah.
stability. It wasn't like a dig girl, like you're
No,
already trying
I'm
to
saying no, I'm just
uh,
saying that I definitely created a safe space, I guess. That's what
yes,
yeah.
yes, but I was saying more like
Yeah.
you're almost like a not a shield, I don't know how to explain it, but I almost feel like
A
but
protective.
hang with me, people. Listen, bear with me. I can tell a long-winded story, but the context is like Barb is like a shield in my life. So it's almost like, hey, I felt this yearning to start putting my voice out there, to telling our stories, to really being like the person who is leading the pack of doing this, right? Like Barb's not going to come to me and be like, I really want to start talking about my trauma and issues out publicly, but I'm like, I do. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it because those are the type of stories I would call you and talk about anyway. We would have phone calls about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I want to start using my voice for the better and like invest in myself. So what am I going to do? All right, Barb, let's do a podcast together. But I wanted to do the podcast because I think deep down inside, I was wanting to put myself out there. And I had my mom as support to do that because if I do something with my mom, it's with my mom. It's
Right.
cute. Who cares if it doesn't work out? I don't like it's for me and my mom. It's fun. I will always have these things cataloged and collected. It doesn't matter what the fuck happens with it. But me, oh, if I'm putting myself out there solo without my mom and I fail, that's like, phew, like that. You look stupid. You look dumb.
Yeah, you're very vulnerable. Yeah.
Say that one more time. What was that?
You're very vulnerable.
It's
Vulnerable.
vulnerable,
Vul
vulnerable,
vul
vulnerable,
vulnerable.
vulnerable, vulnerable, Bulnera.
Vul Volume.
I was very vulnerable, vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Girl, bye. You're kidding, right?
Vulnerable. Why does that sound so weird? Why can't I wrap my
Vulnerable, vulnerable,
vulnerable. Vul
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Yes.
Vulnerable.
Vu vu vulnerable. Vulnerable.
No, now I'm gonna start getting confused. You're confusing me. Vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
Vulnerable.
Vul
Vulnerable.
vulnerable.
Your mom. You're kidding, right? I can't. She
Oh, stop.
vulnerable.
Oh
There's
my God. Add that to the list of the words that I can't say.
I'm confused. Why? What the hell?
There's several words that I can't say, but I didn't know vulnerable
Yeah,
was
it's Chipotle, Ariana Grande, vulnerable. What's the other one?
where you drink beer at, that they make it.
A bar? Oh,
No.
a brewery.
And
Say it.
then if you have variety,
Variety.
variety,
Variety.
variety.
Variety. Girl, we really need to get you out of New Jersey. What the hell is happening? What is happening? Okay, well, we're gonna put a pin in that. We need to see a, s- a
Speech
speech. Yeah,
therapist.
what is it? It's a speech not a pathologist. It's a
It's
speech
a speech
therapist.
therapist.
Yeah,
Oh my
let's work
God.
on that. Can we add that into family therapy?
Another therapist.
Yeah. Listen, add it up.
I
Okay,
can't.
so I was being more vulnerable with myself, and I realized that I was doing this in a way where it almost seems like strategic, but it almost wasn't. It was just like my body. It was almost like my body and my emotions moving in a way like together that I didn't even realize. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's test the waters. Let's do something because I do think this would be fun with my mom. I love having conversations with my mom. It's our way to put ourselves out there. It's pushing us out of our comfort zones. It's pushing my mom, especially out of her comfort zone. We're growing together. We're learning together. We'll have these conversations forever. Amazing. Okay, check. Now I have a little bit more confidence. You do now let me do it on my own. And I'm telling you, it's a motherfucker. Like I'm like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
am
No,
I the
I see that it's been like has been weighing, I don't know if weighing heavy on
it
you maybe?
has, it
Yeah.
has been
Yeah,
weighing
yeah, yeah.
heavy on me
Yeah.
because I start to think, is this me? Is this how I tell a story? Because how I'm telling you is different than how I'm going to be sitting there by myself
Of
on the phone.
course.
But then I'm like, well, do I try to pretend that it's my mom on camera and I got to talk to her like that?
There you go.
I know, but it's so much easier said than done.
I know. I know. Yeah,
But
I couldn't imagine doing this by myself.
yeah, could you, I mean,
I don't know. May I could probably do it. I think I could
you
carry
would
it off.
only have select words you could use, but yeah, you could do it, I'm sure. Cut out some and you thrive. Don't say vulnerable, don't say
Don't
Chipotle,
bring
don't
me
say
to
Ariana
a
Grande, brewery.
don't bring me to a brewery.
I feel like
Brewery.
you used to say Bura too,
Biora.
instead of just like a dresser. I always remember that. I hate it the way you said that.
Biora.
It's weird.
It's
I don't
Biora.
think that's right. Bura?
Yes.
A Bura? I don't think that's a real word. A bureau?
A bureau? A
Like
Biora.
how do you even spell that? A Bura.
B-U B-U
Bura.
E-R-A? Biora?
Like, my mom, literally growing up, she'd be like, "A Bura." I'm like, "I don't think that's a word." A Bura?
Are you looking it up?
A Bura dresser is a piece of bedroom furniture
There you
primarily used for
go.
storing food.
Booyah!
But is it I don't trust the way you've been
Type
saying it,
it.
though. We also
Well,
grew up
type it in. How do you say it? Type it in, and it'll have the little voice box thing, and it'll say it for you.
it's spelled like a Bur we
How
also
do you
grew up in a
say Biora?
we also grew up in a house where people would say the remote instead of a remote, so I really can't trust pronunciation. Let's see.
How do you say? Yeah,
Bureau.
You
bureau,
you would say
Bureau.
yeah,
bureau,
a bureau of like a juris isn't a bureau like in
a dresser, bureau,
bureau
bureau.
dresser?
Yeah, see? Bye,
No. No,
bye, bitch, bye.
you would say bureau.
It is bureau.
Bureau dresser of a chest of drawers is pronounced
Say
bureau.
it. Put it up.
Bureau. I keep trying to.
I hear it.
No, who's this girl? I'm like, we got an ad coming in now about Clara. See, it's getting no. The other one was saying bureau.
Your quick English pronunciation lesson, our word is bureau, which is a business department or a chest of drawers.
Bureau. You would say,
50.
oh, it's on the bureau. There is no fucking bureau.
Bureau.
Bureau. Okay, anyway, I'm getting lost. I'm like, oh, bureau, I can't. I'm feeling vulnerable trying to figure out where I am in this space. But
Keep
all
up,
this,
people, keep up.
all of this is to say, that I realized
That
cutting.
I have language barriers.
Yes, that you do. I'm not even saying they're Jerseyisms because they're far beyond Jerseyisms at this point. I am
Wait, what did Jordy call it the other day?
what?
Barb something, because I said
Barbisms?
on our group text he said, "Oh, this is like a barb."
Because you just be popping shit and don't even know what the fuck you're saying half the time. She'll just throw it in there and say it. Barbism.
He just said that in our group text.
Well, because
about
you
something.
say, oh, the barbification of words.
There it is, barbification.
I love the barbification of words. Because what did you say?
I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, I forget. Oh, because you say Kylie Minogue and it's Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue, and Barb's like Kylie Minogue. Anyway, I have to say that I realized after I stopped drinking, it's been a year and a half that I haven't, and thanks. And I felt like that was a really eye-opening experience for me to like see myself in a way where it was like, oh, a lot of like I've gone to concerts, not
I
like
know.
I mean, I have like a little THC drink, so I wouldn't say like I'm sober, but like sure, I'm not drinking alcohol, but like I'm there and not wasted. Every concert I've been to from the age of probably like 18 to 32, I was drunk. Like I was going to these concerts and I'm drunk. I mean, they're concerts. You get shit faced sometimes get a little lit up. And I'm like, I would not care what I looked like, or, if I'd be like, yeah, because I'm like, I'm drunk. I can move around and I don't care what anyone thinks of me or whatever. Going there sober, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like overthinking the way that I move, the way that I'm like dancing. I'm like, do I look stupid? Am I good? Like I'm second guessing those things. I'm like,
Still now,
a little
even
bit.
after a year and a half, is still now. I know in the beginning it was like that, but you still feel like
a little bit. Sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
I can catch myself. Even like I think about like I literally caught myself. I'm like, what is that? Is that I felt like there's people behind me looking at me and pointing at me and making fun of me. And I'm like, that stems from like childhood, like somebody being
Yeah.
like, you see how fucking gay, like look at him.
when
move,"
there's
like,
over 10,000 people there and you think it's
yeah,
about
but
you.
okay, well, so a good point that you brought up. Yeah, you say that, but like I remember distinctly as a kid, we were at the Kelly Clarkson concert, which was our first concert, and our dad was like making fun of like to us, like look at these, and it was a gay couple that was like holding each other and doing that, and I'm like that shit still sticks in my head because I'm like, see, because people do that, and I grew up with somebody being insecure about those situations that they projected it onto me to know, oh, there are people like this who are going to look at you and critique who you are. And that has festered in my mind to make me self-conscious about being myself because of things like that. Granted, it's not just him, it's growing up as that way. Like,
Of course.
even if, I was like, yeah, bit like, if I was a kid or
Yeah.
we do a little hand drop and it's a little like saucy, I'm like, oh, people are like going to be like,
Yeah.
he's a little queenie. So, you kind of like pull that part back of you, so you start not to be yourself to fit into places so you can be safe. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like a defense mechanism. It like worked in its favor at one point, but now I'm like, I should be a 33-year-old man that I'm at the fucking bar or I'm at a fucking concert, and if I'm not drinking, I can still be a fucking bad bitch, let myself loose and not give a fuck at who's looking at me.
Yes.
But
yes.
it's hard to do that when you've built yourself up to be that person that is so tight and restricted like that. I'm 33 and I still think people are behind me being like, look, oh my gosh, that's my insecurity.
Yeah.
All of this has come from this fucking phone in my face. This needs to be studied. This literally needs to be studied. This needs to be studied.
Yeah.
This is all coming from literally a phone in my face.
That's
So I'm like, it's
like a lot of light bulb moments there.
I know, but I'm saying whoever would have thought like something like that simple could open up like Pandora's box to do this. But I'm like, it is literally
You
such
would
a
have thunk it. Yep.
It's literally a self-reflective thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am working through that, but I have such a sweet, adorable boyfriend, Jordan.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say me.
Well, I
Was
do have a
getting all
sweet
ready to do this.
well, I do have a sweet, adorable mom too that helps me talk it out on the podcast to get in a better place. But I was saying to you, behind closed doors,
Of course.
for somebody who loves me and supports me is that I think I mentioned it last week that he got my ass up and
I
was like,
know.
"We're working on you letting loose and doing that." And I was like, "Oh,
You should do that like once a week.
I know I need to practice it more, but to really
Yeah.
just be myself and not give a fuck." Like me
That
dropping to the floor and like making a noise is uncomfortable to me. Like that's how restricted I am with who
yes,
I am.
I agree. Yes. I couldn't even imagine you do that. Like, that's
Well, it
just
took a
not
couple
in
times because
your
I was like, I told you, I was like, because I'm like,
no,
just
because
being
you're
silly because
already
I'm like,
no, because in your head, you're thinking, "How am I gonna drop to the floor, and I'll
no,
do it
how am I
this
gonna sound?
way,
Yes,
and what am
yes,
I gonna I'll make my voice be like this, and I'll do" you're directing it and making it all in your head instead of
yeah,
just being like, "Okay, yeah,
yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it.
yeah."
I don't wanna do it. So, I said,
That's like Jordy that one time that we were just sitting there randomly and was like, "All right, let's do" remember he made us all sit quietly and go,
oh, yeah, this was during
and you
his
walked
shake.
away.
I did?
Yeah, you were like, "I'm not doing that."
Oh, you know why? It's because sometimes he, like, pushes on his meditation. I'm like, "I'm not ready to be in that space right at this moment, but I
Yeah,
love that you're
me and
trying to
Brett
implement
sat
it."
there me, him, and Brett sat there, and you were like, "Yeah, I can't do this."
Yeah. Well, I have therapy tomorrow, so I feel like I really need to implement like some cognitive behavioral type techniques because I'm like, this nervous system is overstimulated, bitch. So I'm like, we need
Yeah.
to do something. But I was thinking as I was saying all those things behind closed doors that this conversation came up last night and I was like, oh, this is perfect because we've been talking about this also in family therapy about situations when we catch me, you, or Brett doing something and we're like, it's a cringe, or we know like it almost like ignites this like reaction in us because we've been around each other where we're like, oh, we know like our mom's annoyed or Brett's like doing something that's bothering us, but like we've been trying to work through it in therapy of like not calling the person out
Right,
and not making them look
right.
stupid in public. And it made me think of the situation with Brett that was most recently here in LA where me and him got into a fight about it. So I was like, great. We were talking about it in family therapy. We're talking about, things going on behind closed doors. So I was like, let's bring on Brett to talk about our little family therapy session last week and how this topic came up and how we're working through it as our little family unit as we are. Hi, Brett.
Hi.
Hi.
It's the trifecta again.
Look, Brett has joined us. We get 2 weeks in a row with Brett. He was a mystery guest all last season, and now he's coming up every goddamn episode. Hi,
I
Brett.
know. Hi.
He's
Damn,
getting
we gotta
more.
cut we gotta cut him a piece now.
I said he's getting more comfortable in that robe. He's getting real. He's loving the spotlight. He's got people saying how much they loved his little appearance last week. I shouldn't say little because
Yeah,
that sounds like I was minimizing it, but Brett's
That's fine.
appearance on the podcast that they loved it.
yeah.
So I was like, well, we've been doing a lot of work in family therapy. So I was like, let's have him back on. So how's your week, Brett?
It's been good. Just
Yeah.
a lot of work. That's it. Just working a lot.
I love that. How are you feeling about family therapy so far? Do you feel like we are learning? Do you feel like there's still a lot more to like where are you thinking where we left off last time?
I like it. I like Brian.
Brad.
Brad. I'm bad at people's names.
He doesn't even know
He's
our
good
cell
at
therapy.
recognizing people, but he's bad at
Yeah.
names.
Oh,
That's why
Lord.
at work, like I make up names for people because I'll remember those.
I cannot.
Brad.
Brad. Yeah.
I like him. I
Uh-huh.
think I was nervous going into it because he's like obviously your therapist. So I
Mhm.
didn't want him to be like
Bias.
bias. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, Paul's like, you know what I'm saying? And he gets your side. So it's hard to like,
I
he
feel
doesn't
like
get everyone else's side.
yeah, I feel like he's pretty good about like
No, I agree.
I wouldn't bring someone in that I felt like was too favoring towards me because then I'd be like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah.
I think because yes, I like when a therapist can like make you feel like accountable.
Yeah.
I don't like when they're like, okay, well that's okay. Like they just let everything pass. Like if I made a mistake or if I did something wrong, I want you to like correct that behavior, kind of, or let me know that I did that.
100%.
Well,
but no,
I mean, he corrected me that time. Not corrected me, but said, Mom, you may not like this, but remember?
Oh yeah, what was that about not getting involved between me and Brett's arguments?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I like him. I think he is good at listening and like letting us know. Like it's just nice to have someone like where it's like we feel like we have to be like respect. Like there's no fighting in it.
Yes,
because
like, there's a moderator.
There's a moderator,
yeah,
and you feel like you don't have to. And there's someone who can like I don't know take everyone.
Control the
environment.
Control the environment and have everybody enough time. No one gets more airtime, so to say, than somebody else.
Yeah, because we know these attention whores in this group love to have their camera time, so it's just always too much.
Well, it's nice to be like
it's to me. No, I'm here. I'm on that side. Oh, it's Brett.
No, it's you.
Oh, I'm a camera whore.
You're on my
yeah,
left.
of course you are.
What do you mean?
I mean, we've seen all the videos of you as a kid, sweetie.
Oh, you think I'm an attention whore? And therapy, I feel like I'm good about back.
No, you're good. You have
pulled back a little bit because I just said to Mommy, I felt like before you came in, I was just like, all right, so here's my life and we're gonna unload and we're gonna tell you what's going on about it. I don't give a fuck what's going on with you. Okay, bye. You know, that's I don't mean to. Sometimes I'm a self-aware person. I know that I'm doing it, but I feel like I'm trying to I try to be as I just took over the conversation. Yeah. But I was saying it that I feel like I've been better.
And then when there's 5 minutes left, so are you okay? All right, good, gotta go. No.
Who, me? No, at least I ask. At least I ask.
I'm at the gym now. Gotta go. All right, bye.
Okay, but guess what? I always recognize when you do your makeup differently. I always recognize when your hair is different, when something's different with your face or makeup. I always pick up the little things and I always say, Mom, you look pretty. Or Brett, did you get something done? Does Brett always ask you how your day was when you talk to him on the phone?
Yeah. Not all the time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Don't sit there.
But he does.
Okay, but
I think you guys both do. Yeah. But that's not how it starts.
No, we call you to unload first and then you listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like obviously that's the point. That's why we're calling you.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, hold on, I'm calling my mom, bitch. You're not calling us. The fuck? That's the name of the fucking podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call you and be like, how are you doing? But then like go through it and then be like, well, I had a shit day and this happened. It's like you kind of like let that go first and then it can be like, well, how are you doing?
Well, speaking of talking to each other and who unloads and who doesn't unload, I feel like we've been better about not unloading on each other in public for the most part. There has been
a couple
weird. Oh, I didn't. I meant like, okay, being reactive in front of each other in public. And I said we have a very hard time as a family unit of a little trio of like sometimes like the thing that has come up in therapy a lot is like, you know, the grace part about like, I'm a person that like I'm a loyalist. Like I've realized I'm not gonna punk you out in front of other people in real life, right? Like I'm going home or we're getting in the car and I'm gonna say, Mom, why the fuck did you do that? Or Brett, why the fuck did I don't like doing that in front of people in person because I feel like that makes people feel small and it minimizes you and it makes you feel like mad kind of that somebody did that because you're like now I'm mad at myself that I did that and now I'm mad that this person did that, you know, in front of other people. And I felt like that just has come up recently, but I said I felt like for us there have been a couple instances where like one recently was like but I want to say before I say that, preface it that there are moments where okay, if you were being really bad. Like, I don't condone somebody being like verbally abusive or
Of
like
course.
Yeah.
Yes, there's extremes. Yes.
Yes.
We're not talking about extremes.
But I'm just saying, one
Yeah,
wrong thing
yeah,
someone
yeah, yeah.
clicks from this
I
podcast,
know.
they could sit there and take it and say, no, we're not saying like
No,
verbally
no, no, no,
accost
no, no.
somebody.
No,
Of course
Yes.
not. Yes,
Uh,
we're not going to sit and we're not talking extremes. We're talking
No.
something very
Ex-
just family, like little.
Exactly. So like, for instance, there was like one instance for me was like, I'm not sure which one I want to say first, but like there was something where Brett and my mom, we were with Jordy's family and we're in Utah, and like we were at dinner and Brett like wanted to pay the bill, and then like I don't think Brett knew how much the bill was going to be, and I think my mom just kind of was like, "What? You're going to pay?" like in front of everybody, and it's like,
Is that what it was?
yeah, it was something, yeah, and I'm like, okay,
Okay.
he's a grown adult, and then my mom and Brett are like, "Are you sure?" like whispering on the side, and I'm like,
Well, because
don't do
I'm
that.
trying to like, because she's like, "Are you sure you're gonna pay that? Don't pay that." And I'm
No,
like,
I
and I'm
know,
like,
but
no, like let me just okay, like I don't want to talk, like, because I don't want to talk about either, but like I can't be like, I feel like
that's what
I'm
I'm
gonna have to go
I
and
know.
get her too.
That's what I'm saying. So then I'm like, okay, I'm now the outsider because I'm the person that's bridging my boyfriend's family together with my family. And I'm seeing how they work in their ecosystem and how we work in our ecosystem. But I'm like, I'm in my ecosystem. So to us, it's normal. But being in outside of our ecosystem with other people, it's fucking weird if my mom's whispering to my brother about something at the table and everyone knows that they're doing it, but they don't know that they're doing it because to them, when we're together,
Yeah, and
we
when
can talk.
we do it, when we whisper, like it's like the most stupid kind. Like it's like
I know. That's why I'm
it's
like, why are you
what are you?
whispering?
And I'm like, what are you getting? I don't know. What are you getting? Oh, all right.
Yes.
Yeah,
But you
like
guys
it's so
whisper. It's weird. I'm like, stop
because we don't want to
whispering.
be like over. I don't know. I
It's
don't.
But I
weird.
realize I have a habit of doing that with like my friends though too. Like I've gotten into the habit of just being like whispering and like,
I
Yeah,
know.
like
So
it's
that's why I'm
nothing
like,
like secretive or
I know,
weird.
but
It's
I'm
just
saying
like
we're
yeah,
at a
but I
group
guess like
event. I'm seeing it. I'm like, this is weird. Like,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
got in the car with Brett and my mom. I'm like, why the fuck do you guys keep whispering and like place it? Like, stop.
And
It
we're
looks
like,
like you,
huh?
but I'm like, it looks like you guys are like, kind of, I don't know, like working to. It's like this, like, see, it's like it just feels way
conspiring.
more serious. Yeah, like way more spirit, like serious than it needs to be. And I'm like, I don't get it. So like that was, but perfect example.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be at the table like, what are you guys whispering about like in front? Because then I'm like, oh, that's gonna make Brett, my mom, pissed because they're gonna
Well,
get
it's
defensive
just I think
now.
it draws
And they're
more attention to
exactly,
it. Yeah.
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
But no,
we-
like we do it even sometimes we're like what do you want to get for food? Like, do you want to like split stuff? Like we like I don't know. I guess like
Yeah.
we like for little things like that. It's not even like something serious. It's like, well, what do you think about getting? I don't know. I was getting about the turkey. Like you're just like we're kind of doing that. I feel like back and forth with each other.
Or like, yeah, it's like the most stupid is whisper conversation. It's
Yeah.
not like I can't even think of something so like
Yeah, nothing serious.
serious to be.
well, like there was one time too where like you, like Brett
Or
said
he might be like, oh, my stomach hurts. I'm like after I just ate or something. You know what I
like
mean?
things you don't want to announce at the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying you guys don't even know you're doing it. So like
Yeah.
to other people, it's like, well, what's happening? So this is my question then to ask you guys. If you feel like somebody is doing something, like say that, for example, like you're being weird in a public setting and like your family is the only one that knows when you're being weird like that, right? Like your loved ones and your close ones only
Yeah.
know if you're being weird, like us, like if we're like, oh, something's off. Do you check that person in public or do you check that person behind closed doors in the car or in the house? I know what I'm going to say.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then why didn't you do that for me, Brett?
I did. You were in the room when I did it.
When?
With the Unsigned Cookie thing.
So I want to.
You weren't in the room.
Hold on. We're gonna set up context. So everybody has marked.
Wait, but I checked you too. I did check you,
Hold on. No,
Me-
I'm
me
sorry.
or him.
Paul.
Yeah, of
about
course.
the car, but the lady with the baby.
Oh no, we're not talking about that. What
Yeah.
are you guys? Why is this turning
No,
on
no,
me?
no,
About
no,
what?
no, no. I'm saying because you were saying, oh, like check you or whatever. Like we should do it when we feel. And I was like, Paul, that was
Okay, well, two things. What Barb
Okay.
is talking about is that I was at a four-way stop and there was this lady with her baby and like a stroller, and I like stopped and I was like, oh, like go, and she like didn't go, and she just looked. So I was like, oh, okay. I gave her like a hand, like thanks. And as I was driving by, I'm like looking at her, and she's like, and she's like mouthing, and she looked angry as hell. And I literally was like, what? Like in my mind, I'm like, what did I just do that made this woman so angry? And like, I literally stopped my car as I was driving by and I like rolled down my window and I was like, are you okay? That's how I said it. And I said, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm talking to my baby. What do you, and I was like, oh, yeah, sure, bitch. You're going off on your baby. That's 2 in a stroller. Like that's what you're talking to your baby like that. So she was clearly mad about something. I was just genuinely confused of what it was. And she drove, and I just like, I'm not going to fight with the woman. I just wanted to know what was wrong. But then afterwards, I felt bad because I'm like, okay, like it's this lady in a stroller. But I was really perplexed about what I could have possibly done to this woman to make her so upset. And
Yeah.
you were like, of course you only checked me in the car. I was in the car with you. Where else
No,
would you check?
because you said, I don't think that I said anything like
I didn't. I
wrong.
still don't.
And I was like, Paul.
I still don't.
But you were receptive to it. Were like, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, I think you,
Well,
well, you're saying you didn't. So I guess
well, I
maybe,
felt like I probably should have just maybe like kept it moving, but I just genuinely was
yeah.
like, what could I possibly done? Like, I'm all like smiling to the girl, like, thanks for letting me go. And she's like, this fucker. Like, I'm like, what did I do? Like, I literally was driving through the stop. Like, what did I do? So that was what Barb's example was. So clearly they've
All right.
already teamed up to go against me this episode. So,
Of course
and then
not.
the other example I was going to use is how Brett just literally Brett was in LA. I told this story last night and it was fresh in my mind. I was like,
Who'd you tell it to?
Kyle, the one that I was telling you
Oh,
in the beginning that I gave the shout out because I was like telling him
oh,
all the, yeah. So I'm sitting there so Brett's in town. Jordy, I was just telling him like earlier that day, like, look, if you were gonna be home late from work or you're gonna do something, just please call me and let me know. Just communicate with me. I don't care if you come home at 2 in the morning. If you're like, just let me know. Because what I do is like, if Brett's here, I'm like, well, we're all gonna go to dinner together. We're all gonna be together. So I'm trying to like, maneuver everyone's schedule, right? So then that was the conversation. Then prior to that, I'm like, Brett, do you want to go get lunch at this place? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want? He's like, I don't know. I'll text you back and I'll let you know. And I'm like, okay, I want the chicken Caesar salad, a chicken Caesar wrap. If you don't want it, that's fine. I'm like, but call me back. 15 minutes goes by. Brett doesn't call me. I call him back. I'm like, he's like, I placed the order. You placed the order of what? You didn't even call me to check if you placed the order. So I'm like, oh my gosh, these two are terrible. These two are terrible at communicating.
Okay. Well, first of all, we're splitting a chicken Caesar wrap.
No, it was not. That's not what I said. I said we could split something. We don't need to like gorge ourselves and have like 2 full meals. Let's split something. I would like the chicken Caesar wrap. And you were like,
My plan was to go and like, since it was to go order it for him and like get it and pay for it and buy it for him.
It was a lovely, beautiful gesture, but still two things can be true. You did not communicate. So then that happened earlier that day.
did
So
you
then-
order it too?
No.
Did you both order it? Oh,
Luckily I didn't because I didn't know
Oh.
what he wanted. He said he was going to call me back.
oh,
So I'm like, okay. So then that happened. So then we go to see when Brett was in town, the moment, the Charlie XX movie. And we're like, we want something sweet. So we go to Insomnia Cookies. And Jordy was like, I'm going to text you what I want. Well, we get there. And guess what? I have not received a text from him. So I get there and I'm like, okay, Jordy doesn't text us yet. So I'm like, Brett, can you call him? Because I think I forget why I couldn't do it. I don't know why. I just said, Brett, could you call him? I think Brett has his phone out. So Brett calls and asks him. And Jordy's like, oh, yeah. So Jordy tells us what he wants. So we're in Insomnia. We're waiting around because there are people in front of us. And I'm like, oh, can we get if you want that, you have to wait 8 minutes. And I was like, okay, you know what? We'll get, which one don't we have to wait 8 minutes for? That one. And I'm like, okay, Brett, what? She's like, can you hold on a minute? Walks away, comes back. She's like, has a tray with like her coworker, and they're like sliding a cookie off one by one and dropping it in the box. And I'm looking around and I'm like,
Paul wanted
okay.
his goddamn cookie.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I'm just like, Okay, but this is not a minute. And I'm very empathetic about customer service. I've done it. I just was like, she wasn't telling me what was going on. So she's not communicating why I'm sitting here now watching her and her coworker batch cookies and doing this while I was just placing an order. And she stopped me from placing the order to do this. So I'm just confused. So then she comes back after maybe like 8 minutes, 6 minutes. I'll give her that. And with no acknowledgement. And I look at Brett and I'm just like, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the 6 pack. Like, we're gonna do. Well, if you do, I said, look, I don't care what
Well,
it is.
because I
At
was
this
like,
point.
oh, well, can I have? She's like, oh, you're like, okay, do yours. So I was like, oh, can I have this more? Well, that's a deluxe, so that's gonna be different. So
Oh my gosh, I'm like, now we're deluxe. I'm like, girl, I don't give a fuck what the cookies are at this point, how much they are, just what we want. We're just gonna walk out with it.
How come? How come? I know it was bothering you, Paul. It didn't bother you, Brett, like the way she
No,
was.
he didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care.
Oh.
Apparently,
because
It
he
was like,
wasn't rude. It was it a weird interaction. Absolutely. Do I 100% agree that it was a weird interaction that she
Oh,
just
all right.
walked off and then took her like 5 minutes to get back, and then she's shoveling cookies into like this
Because poor
thing.
Brett would have totally been left-handed if
For,
me
like-
and you were there feeling the
So I
same
was kind of
way.
just like sitting. We were kind of just sitting there. But then it felt like every time we went to say something, it was like,
You're-
well, we can't do. We have. Well, this is that. This
I
is,
just am
I
like,
agree.
girl. And it's like on top of it. Look, now I'm getting mad at her because her communication shit, my brother's communication shit with me, and Jordy's communication shit with me. So I was just getting annoyed at everybody at this point. So then I say that, and then I'm like, so she starts reading it back. I'm like, yep, six cookies. She's like, it's not 6. I'm like, oh, girl. So then I was like, okay. And I literally like walked out. I looked at Brett. I'm like, I'm walking out.
He was like, just get what you want, and then he walked.
And I
out.
walked out. So then I'm looking through the glass window and I see Brett and her talking to each other. And I see just Brett do one of these like,
They were doing a little kiki.
no, it was just, she just looked at me. And the way she looked at me, I'm like, he just said something to her. And I knew in my gut, like, I'm annoyed now. So as soon as he comes out, I go, what did you just say to her? And he goes, I said, sorry. And I said, sorry for what? And he said, the way you were acting. I lost my shit. How the fuck did I act? What did I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, no, you don't say sorry to somebody when I didn't do anything. I wasn't sure. I was not maybe being myself, which is, I would like to believe, like friendly at that moment. I started off that way, but I'm like, you don't apologize in front of me saying I'm sorry, because then guess what? That creates a narrative that I was doing something wrong to her. So then I was so aggravated. So the fact that you're sitting here today saying, yeah, tell them behind closed doors. I'm like, you sure
Well,
as
you
hell
weren't
didn't do that.
technically there. You weren't in the room
No,
when
I
I
watched
said it.
I watched it. I saw her look at me.
Well, it was like
Through
uncomfortable.
the glass. Through the
Yeah,
glass.
no,
like,
she literally,
she kind of was just like, so it kind of was just like,
because she was
sorry.
uncomfortable from point A. She
I
would,
understand that.
When you
I
said
just-
sorry, what did she say? Was
just
she like,
she didn't even say
No.
anything.
She didn't.
Oh.
She, just
She
was
looked
like,
at me with daggers through the glass like it was him. And that's why I'm like, I knew that they were talking about me.
we weren't
Oh.
talking about you. Like, wasn't he a bitch? Like, I didn't say that. I just said, I wasn't like, hey, I'm sorry he acted that way. Like, I was just like, sorry. Like, and I just took the cookies, and that was it.
And-
it was uncomfortable, and then you walked out, and it was kind of like, oh shit, how do I deal with this?
I didn't
felt-
I didn't storm out. I literally
You
looked at
didn't
you and
storm
said,
out, you didn't
I said,
slam
I'm
the
no,
going
he
door.
said when
outside.
he came out.
I'm just
No.
saying, it
I-
just was weird. It was a weird, uncomfortable thing. She was weird, you was weird, and then I felt weird. So it was kind of like all of us combined, and I was just like, felt uncomfortable. And then I work obviously in, what is it called? In the
Service.
customer service setting. So maybe I did have some type of assimilation
PTSD.
with her. And I was just like,
Bitch.
sorry.
So I'm like,
It was
okay.
like just a response.
Yeah,
went-
kind of.
I want everyone here who's listening to us right now. Remember in the beginning when they said they would tell somebody something behind closed doors and they did not? Because remember when I was at the restaurant, I'm like, I'm not checking them. I'm not going to check them at the table. I'm going to check them in the car. You did not do that to me. And that's what's come up in family therapy, that I was like, we need the same things we want for ourselves. We need to give to other people, period.
would you have been receptive if he came
Yes.
out and
I
said, Paul,
yes,
the way
I
you
I
acted?
thought he would have been like, "Are you okay? What's wrong? And,
Gotcha.
like, what's the issue?" And then be like, "You know, I know you maybe didn't mean it, but the way that you were" like, I feel like as
Gotcha.
my
All
brother,
right.
he understands how I function and, like, knew in that day I was telling him, like, "Jordy's not communicating with me, like, you're not the greatest at communicating either with, like, what you wanna do when you're here and you're with me." So it was like all those things came to a head where I was like, "Okay, insomnia cookies, girl, like, you fucked
You
with the
She
got
wrong
got
the
the
one
she
today."
got the brunt of it.
No, but she wasn't, like, over like,
No,
it was
she wasn't like, "Hey, like I'm
that's what
so
I'm
like, well,
saying. It
like
was
it's
just
like
it
no,
was confusing. I was confused.
no." She was definitely a little bit like just like, well, that's not well, you can't
Yeah,
get
that's
that
what
one.
I'm saying. I'm
I
like, "Girl."
understand that. She wasn't like mean or like rude, but it was just very much like it was a little combative on her end, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. So you know your brother and know that, like, hey, if he's feeling this way and someone's giving him the business, I'm gonna be like, "Okay, girl, what is the problem?" Like,
But you know, Brett would have turned around and whispered to me and said, "Don't be a Babs, mom."
I would have, yes. I
yeah,
would have been like, hey, like,
exactly.
don't.
You whisper to mommy and say, "Don't get," like,
He
exactly.
would have whispered to me
But like
and
at that
looked at
point, like
me and
like it
been
already
like,
happened.
"Mom,
So
don't be a
like,
Babs."
Yeah, Brett, when he doesn't want my mom to have, like, this crazy, like, moment of, like, ready to, like, snap, he'll
it's
be like,
usually at
"Don't
the
be a
airport.
Babs."
It's at the airport
Well,
every time.
the airport is brings out the worst in people. I
Yeah.
don't even get me
Barb.
So he calls me Babs.
Babs is always at the airport.
So walking away from this, you hear these stories. To me, it's come up multiple times. Where do we see like I know where I can do I feel like to me, if I seen you guys in a situation where I feel like you are distressed or I know that you're upset because I know you guys so well, my new thing that I'm really big on is like pulling you guys out of it in some way and being what's going on here? Like what are you like
I
trying
like
to
that. I like
understand the
that.
root of why because I know that my mom or brother is only acting a certain way because they're upset. They're just not like mean people that like are just trying to give someone like a hard time or they're just creating drama or something
Unless someone's really
at the airport.
Yeah.
At the airport.
back the fuck up.
Clock it. Clock it. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
taking. That's
Brett,
what
you got to do it. That's
I'm
our
not
thing.
talking to the airport, Barb.
yeah, Brett goes up to everybody that my mom walks by. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I kind of
Sorry.
give him a look like
Sorry. So okay, that's my set. So what do you guys think in terms of that? That's my walk like takeaway from that.
I agree
No,
with
I
that.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
No, everyone's got to contribute
Wait,
their own
so
thing.
Okay.
well,
Don't
yeah,
Don't
definitely
bandwagon
not.
No.
Yeah, definitely not. Like I think we're all in agreement. Not
Yes,
in
we
that
don't
moment.
do it, like-
yes, in front of people.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then I think we are all people who respond very different. So I think when we approach to talk about it, we need to remember, oh, I'm just saying an example. If I'm
Yeah.
going to Paul, I have to make sure that my
You dot those I's
That's
and
what I'm
Yes,
cross
saying.
those
it's
That's
gonna
why
be
I get
very
nervous to, like,
different.
approach it with you because I'm like, am I going to make him more angry if I was like, hey, like, why did you act like it that?
No,
manner?
because then when we were in our conversation, Brett goes, "Well, this is why I went," and I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 bitch. You don't get to say that now because now I'm upset. You didn't bring it to me from jump. That is why I'm upset."
Yes, but see, but I'm apprehensive to be like, hey, like,
No, that's
because
fine.
if
But I'm
you're
telling
already in like a
Right. So I
mood-
don't think so. We should do it in the moment.
no, you need to do
No,
it.
because then Paul was like, oh, like, why was you acting like that? And like, I don't know, is that my time to be like, well, like you were kind of like a little.
Well, I would have been like, yeah, I feel like I always do best in scenarios with people that I love to understanding. And you need to be understood and feel supported. And it doesn't mean you need to be right, but like you need to be like, hey, this is the reality of it. I can understand why you felt like this, but like you were doing this. Like that to me is where that opens up like a floodgates of the understanding. That's my takeaway, Barb.
No, that's what I'm saying. I
Okay,
think
so
we have to be
you're-
very conscious of if
the approach.
the approach of dependent if you're approaching me, approaching Brett, Brett's approaching me, approaching like we all have to because we respond differently to different ways of people approaching us about
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be very conscious of like, all right, and especially like if it's in a situation where like you I'm just saying in that situation, Paul, you already were heightened because you had multiple, like you had a
Yeah,
build
yeah.
up. It was a build
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think in that moment, it's like, okay, let me give grace and give a moment because he had a build up and that just like exploded it. So me coming at him being like, Paul, that wasn't like how you acted. Like, so it definitely has to be an approach.
Well, no, that right there in the moment after we left the Inside Your
Yeah.
Cookies, it wasn't my time to be like, why did you act like that in there? Like, because then
Yeah.
he's, you know what I mean? That's, so you're already a
Mhm.
heightened mood. So you're not going to, that's not time for you to like, to receive that information. Like, because I want you to be able to like receive how I felt, how you
Yeah,
felt,
yeah.
why you act, like wonder why you felt that way.
Yeah.
And like, that's not going to be received if you're
Yeah.
already like,
So
And
that's
that's a good point too, Brett.
Yeah.
I think that's his point. Like,
I was gonna say that's his takeaway.
yeah, his takeaway of you're not going to receive what I'm saying in that moment. Yeah, it's like that back and forth of how we're going to receive it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, no one's gonna be clocking it in that moment when they're upset, are they?
no.
No.
Okay, well, look at that. We don't even need, what did Brett call him?
Brian.
Brian.
Right.
Yeah, we've
I know.
we've had multiple sessions, but Brian are not therapists.
I was close.
I
It
feel
was
like
a B. It was a
that-
B.
that's really important though. That's the place of
Yeah.
understanding that I feel like we see. It's like we all are in agreement always of like the foundation of it. We just get lost in the
Yeah.
Agree.
pieces on the top. Like it's always like we're on the same page of like, yeah, of course we all want to, but we just get a little lost in the execution of it, if you will.
I feel like the footing, getting our footing correct sometimes is hard because like Barbara said, we all deal with things differently. So it's kind of like, again, if I'm not already the best communicator, it's hard for me to say, okay, well, when do I do it? How do I do it? And then it's like, that's with you. But then it's like with Barb, it's like, how do I find my footing with her? You know, it's all about, it's like, or how we find our footing with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true because you're not a good communicator.
No.
I'm like an emotional, you know what I mean? So we all
Yes.
have, I'm an
Different
emotional, so it's like we don't want it to get lost in translation of
Mhm.
what we're trying to say and accomplish.
I agree.
So yeah.
So everybody can just tell me that they love me and they know that I never do anything wrong and they
Absolutely.
always understand me and I'm amazing. Thanks. Bye.
Perfect.
Well,
Bye.
yeah, I was going to say bye. Literally, I was going to say, okay, well, bye. I was going to ask who
No
wants to
one's perfect, first of
No.
all. I mean,
No.
maybe me close to it, but
I always
just
used to
saying.
kid around, say my Housewives tagline would be like, I'm 99%. I may not be perfect, but I'm close to it. Like something like that. I'm like, that's so corny. Brett, do you think you can handle our outro?
Bye. I hang up now.
Okay, that was
good. That was
it was
better.
a little better. Okay.
All right, it's time to hang up now. Bye.
Bye. Call you later. Love you guys.
Call you later.
Love you.
Bye.